everybody, welcome back to another unboxing video brought to you by Bearded Kaijus Unboxing Reviews. If you guys like the channel, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share what you would think you like the content of this channel. Also hit that bell notification so you're notified when videos drop like this one. Yeah, we're back for some more Bandai, but I did start a part 1. This is going to be a part 2, celebrating basically Gamera's 60th anniversary this year. And I'm talking more Gamera stuff. I got recently some more Bandai Gamera stuff in, especially for the third film into the Heisei era, and actually a couple from the other movie from the Heisei era, Gamera the Brave. So I am covering the other two films from the Heisei era. So I got these just to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Gamera. Some great stuff. Some, I think a couple I've had for a while. Some that I just got recently from G-Fest actually / Bai, and just kind of want to celebrate Gamera's 60th anniversary because he should be celebrated. He's a cool kaiju, and he doesn't get enough love, from what he deserves. So just kind of want to celebrate some more of him. Did a 1-part video of this, and we're going to do part number 2 here for the Heisei. So let's get right into it and see the figures. First up in here, of course, we're starting with Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. And of course, we are talking the Gamera in that film, Gamera 3 or Gamera 99, if you will. And this Gamera just got more of a rugged look, a meaner look to him. His personality has completely changed to what he was prior to the other two Heisei films, and he was just meaner, just didn't really care. I mean, he cared, but he didn't care, like he was more focused on protecting the Earth and keeping everybody safe as a whole, and if there was casualties in that, so be it, kind of thing. That's kind of how I perceived it. So they just made him a lot meaner, made him more rugged, and just a completely different look for the Gamera. So this is the Gamera. This is the initial release for the Bandai for this particular film. It is the Bandai Movie Monster Series 6-inch line. You can see kind of a more of a goldish kind of belly to him. They had different reissues of this figure with different tags. So here is the original tag with Gamera on there from the movie, and then just kind of Bandai mumbo jumbo kind of thing. So, but yeah, this is the Gamera 99 original release of here. Another Gamera, but this is a kind of more of a special colorway and version of him. So this is a translucent Gamera of the Gamera 99, and as you can see, we have the glowing fist, and this is actually a theater exclusive Gamera. So when the movie came out in theaters in Japan, sometimes they do exclusive figures. This was one of them, actually. So really cool. I've seen this for a long time, never really wanted to get it. When I did get the Gamera 99, I always wanted to get like the original, and this one I just got recently from Bai at a good price. I didn't have to pay too much. I was like, okay, I'll grab it. I want kind of 2 iterations of each character in my collection, maybe one normal, maybe one special, or something that's kind of different for it. So I was like, all right, I'll go for it. So everything is the same about this guy, except that it is a translucent figure, and you can see through it like this. See how he glows. Very, very good. I love Japanese vinyl. It just looks so good, and you can do so much with it. But yeah, that's kind of what you get for the translucency. Then, of course, the tag is different for this guy. So as you can see here, different tag, you get that special sticker that indicates that it is a theater exclusive. So that's how you know it's different and special. And then on the front, it's just like the original, a little bit different, Gamera 99, different picture of him, but it's just a Gamera 99 picture. So really cool figure, great to have it in my collection, just to add to the Gamera collection. All right, and of course his counterpart in the film was Iris, and this is the original release of Iris way back in the day. This is him. Iris was very similar to Gamera in this film. They were kind of going a yin and yang kind of thing. So it was really cool to see. Iris's design is very unique, very different. Not for everybody. He's not always for me also, but you know, fun nonetheless. So this is kind of the figure that was originally released. I don't have the original like tag. I have the tag, but I don't have the little hanger that it went on, so I kind of have it on a rubber band. So, but this is the tag that it went on, and here is the back. So nothing too crazy, but still cool. I always have to have my tags, and unfortunately when I bought this, that's kind of how he came, so not much I could do. I didn't realize it until after I paid for it, so but it is what it is. But yeah, great design, great colors on him. You know, just overall just a nice release for what we got for Iris, you know. So like I said, not the biggest fan of it, but you know, that's, you know, not for everybody, and you know, not for me, but it's okay. I still need a representation of a Bandai in the collection. So, and then in that movie, we also had an appearance of Gamera's arch nemesis, Gauss. These were different Gausses. These were called hyper Gausses. They weren't full grown like the super Gauss that we saw in '95. They were smaller, more immature type Gausses. You know, maybe they were growing up, maybe they were a different species of Gauss, honestly, but still a nuisance and still a killer nonetheless. So in the beginning of the film, this is what you see Gamera hunting and killing in the city, and just really great. I knew I just kind of had to have it. Another one that I've seen for many, many years, and I was like, you know what, I gotta complete some of these lines, these Bandai lines, and especially with me being on such a big Bandai kick, I had to get it, and I got it for a good price. So here is the tag for the Hyper Gauss, and then here is the back. So, but yeah, great figure overall. I do like Gauss. I don't like this representation of Gauss. I do like Super Gauss more, but cool nonetheless. Great detail on it. He's very skinny, very like anorexic looking, but he looks a lot creepier. In that film, in the third film, they just made kind of everything a little bit more grittier, and maybe that's what they're kind of going for, a more serious kind of tone to it. So they even translate that into the Gauss. So kind of very more bat-like in this version of it, but nonetheless, really cool. Glad to have it. And yeah, just kind of marked another one off the checklist. All right, so since then, since the original '99 film and those figures came out, they have reissued these figures. And first we're going to show the Gamera and what he looks like, kind of what the upgraded look, what he looks like, which is really great. I've showed that for the other ones, and now we have the upgraded '99 Gamera. So just, I love this look, and this absolute sculpt just looks amazing. They did such a good job on these new Gamera sculpts. I applaud them for all the detail they put into these, and just the overall look for a Bandai. They just kind of really kind of up the ante, and I love that. And I, you know, like I said, I'm a big Gamera fan, so I love that they had, you know, more of a serious kind of take to him and make him a lot more serious, and just the details that they put in this guy is just absolutely great. So I love that they did that. Of course, we got to show the tag. Here's the big Katakawa type tag, the longer tag. I got to get a different protector on this, but you see Iris and Gamera fighting on the front, and then the back you just get Gamera '99 in the train station. So great overall figure. All of the reissued figures that they've done have just been absolute knockouts, so just great, especially the Gamera designs, just really awesome. And of course, with Gamera, you have to have a reissue of Iris. This is the absolute best Bandai of Iris that we've gotten so far, honestly. This thing is just maxed out to the T on the sculpt, on the look, on the design, everything kind of about it just looks really great. They fixed the head where he's not kind of facing upwards. He's facing more and looking with his neck is kind of more facing forward, so he's looking at Gamera. They accentuated his overall like body type, where they made him a little bit bulkier, and then they made these vines and these tentacles that he uses kind of skew up more and closer to his body. So then they look like they're more menacing and, just more fuller, I guess, overall in the look. And I dig it. I really do. The design, the color, the paint scheme, all that stuff. Like I said, even the detail in the front and his belly, just absolutely great. And I love that. And of course they changed the tag. So here's the tag of Iris, and then flip it over and you have the movie. So great upgrade for the new releases. Now moving on to the next and final film in the Heisei Gamera trilogy, or Heisei Gamera series, is Gamera the Brave. And this one I had been on the hunt for a while actually, and I just couldn't find one. It was always one without a tag or scuffed up. I just didn't want something like that. So I really wanted to get a good one. But of course I got Gamera the Brave, or Toto. If you go with that name, that's what he went with in the movie. So you had to go with that. So really great release of Toto. Not a lot of stuff for Toto, honestly. He's kind of looked past, honestly, overall as one of the Gameras. I know probably Gamera 99 is probably the most well-known and favorite of the looks and whatnot, but honestly the others deserve credit too. And this one is great. This was a great release. This is the original release, and as you can see from the Bandai Movie Monster series, and on the front we get a picture of Toto from the film. So just really great, really awesome, and they did a great job of getting the likeness of the suit from the movie. Very childlike, innocent kind of look to his face, very minor looking, or adolescent, if you will, look to him. So they captured it perfectly. So really well. But of course, they never did a actual bad guy, or Zetus or Zeus, from Gamera the Brave. And I'm kind of puzzled why Bandai hasn't captured that or tackled that yet. But don't worry, other companies are out there doing their own thing. And luckily this past year, another company did release the villain in the film, Zetus or Zeus, whatever one you want to call him. And I'm talking about the Y-MSF Zetus. And it was so awesome. It was something that I had to get. I got it at G-Fest this past year, so grabbing that was definitely on my list, and it definitely didn't disappoint. But here is the Y-MSF Zetus. Just a super, super great figure to have. And honestly, this Kaiju is so cool. They need to do more with him, get us more figures, put him in another film, something. But he was very smart, methodical in what he did. He was a smart Kaiju, and it was just a great design too. Very different, very out there kind of thing, but it just worked. It really did. And this figure is amazing from Y-MSF. They did such a great job of getting all the details, all these little things. I don't even know what they're called, little phalanges or something. I don't know what they are, but they got so many on him. And that's what his design was. It was such a unique design. And then you get the frill that's around his neck that he, uses to induce fear and whatnot to his enemies. I just love that. They had two designs of this Zetus. They had the one with the frill, one without the frill, where it was kind of relaxed kind of on his neck. But I liked this version because it's very colorful, very unique. And then, of course, they had his tongue, which is very similar to like Barugan's tongue, but basically kind of comes out and pierces anything that it stabs. So really great that they could do that. So it's awesome. I love it. It's such a great thing. I wish the tongue came out and you could kind of have it as an extra, or you could kind of put it in what you want. But it is what it is. I still love it, and definitely a must grab for me. The paint job is so great. Got the underbelly just perfect with that lighter pink. Just awesome. Everything about it is just great. So I was able to get those two to finally get something from that film and actually match up together. So it was really great that it just kind of worked out perfectly that I got this at G-Fest and then this one recently from Bai, and I got both Kaiju from that film, and it was awesome. So it works out so great, and it's amazing. So all right, and that does it for part 2 of the Gamera Heisei figures that I got recently and that I got in the collection as a whole. Honestly, I basically got everything that I really wanted. I got one representation of each character. I got a new release and an old release, so it just kind of works for me, and that's what I really wanted. So just kind of another way to celebrate Gamera on the 16th anniversary this year, and just kind of putting out more of these videos. I probably will try to cover the Showa, but I got to get more of the Showa Bandai figures because I want to show the old and the new kind of thing, but we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of these releases. If you like the old one, like the new one, what do you think of the Y-MSF? Should they keep going with some of the Gamera villains or even Gamera's himself in Y-MSF? That'd be really cool. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and yeah, until next time, later.